Now, why in the world? The evil Dr. Claw joins us now. Austin Petersen. Oh, no. Oh. I don't even know what to say. He's got his tinfoil hat and his ex-ninja sword.
I've come to slay all of your sacred cows right now. I'm bringing the sword of truth and of righteousness.
Oh my. Austin, thanks for coming.
Hi, Tracy. Good to see you again.
Thank you for I guess having the cojones, because I have questions for you, and I'm sure everybody else here does
Oh, I'm
too.
so glad. I'm ready to answer them. What are all of your questions? Anybody ask me questions you want to ask me tonight? Let's get it all out.
Yeah.
Let the butthurt flow through you.
Put the hat back on. That's first of all.
Okay.
No. The tinfoil hat.
I think so. I think this is how we're going to do this tonight. This is how it's going to happen.
Let's do it. So, Austin, please. I had you on a couple weeks ago, and it's like almost you are a different person now. You've morphed into some, like, let's exclude every member of the Liberty Movement who doesn't think exactly like I want them to think, and make them.
That's what you guys think, but it's funny because, like, I'm just doing what libertarians do. You have private property rights, yeah, sometimes you might block somebody from your page, but, sometimes people really, I'm sure that there's people you disagree with, and they sometimes are just, like, so annoying, and you know what, you just choose to say, hey, that's fine, I just don't like that, like, I got radical socialists who tail me sometimes because of what I do, so, I mean, you get voluntary associations in this life, but, the thing is, I have to listen all day to the stories of the conspiracies about, like, the fluoride and the vaccines and all that, and I propose nothing different than what our good favorite libertarian friends like Penn Jillette and Michael Shermer and many other libertarians, they say. They're very skeptical, and they ask questions about these things, these vaccines, and, the thing is that, like, a lot of it's not true, and I'll tell you, I looked into it. I really did the research, especially on the FEMA camps, and I just couldn't believe it. That was busted. That was a myth.
Well, let's put the FEMA camps aside, because let's
avoid talking about something that might actually be debunked. Don't slay my sacred cow. Not my sacred cow. No, I'm gonna kill it.
I'm not interested in the FEMA camps. I'm not interested in them right now, but we can speak about the FEMA camps in a minute. What I am concerned about, mainly, honestly, is how you came out and said that if parents don't vaccinate their kids, they're bad parents. Now,
well, yeah, if your kid dies, then you are, by definition, a bad parent. If you let your child die, that's bad parenting.
What if they die from the vaccination, Austin? What then? Are you a bad parent for giving them the vaccination?
About how many kids die from vaccinations? Almost none. And you know what? Some kids do get sick from them because you put a chemical that's a dying agent of a virus in somebody's body, and there is a risk associated with that. But the scientific theories all point to one thing about how evolution works. Bacteria and viruses like measles and polio are trying to kill us. They're animals. They're not like anything normal. Like, it's just like having like a wolf. But it's a tiny little wolf, and what it does is it eats your cells, polio and measles. It will kill you. So, yeah, I understand, I would never force someone to take a vaccine. But you have to understand, as a libertarian, and if you believe in property rights, understand how herd immunity works with vaccines, then if you cough on someone simply, you're violating their property rights because you're transmitting to them, against their will, a very serious disease.
Just out of curiosity, what about the stuff they use to make the vaccines, like all the nasty mercury and all kinds of other crap that they put in the shot before they inject it into your body? Is that good for you?
Here's the thing about that. It's funny, like, you stick to one data point, but science doesn't work like that. Here's the thing. Like, here's the problem. Like, you can't use one data point to try and prove a big theory. But you have to understand how science works when it puts theories together. It takes lots of complex parts. So you can't just say there was mercury in vaccines, which there's not anymore. Okay, they took the mercury out, and science. Yes, they thought that mercury was something helpful at some mercury or whatever like that. They get cancer or whatever and stuff like that. But I mean, like nowadays we know what this stuff does to the human body. It's very studied because doctors want to make money, and they want to make sure that they can have money because there's money in making people well, not in making people sick. There's not money in making people sick. You'd be surprised because it's a whole conspiracy, the big pharma, but you don't understand. It's capitalism that's happening because when the people get sick, you get to go in and you pay the doctor and the doctor gets the money and then they do it. It's not a big evil conspiracy, guys.
Austin,
Sorry.
oh my God, what happened to you? You really?
Oh my gosh. I always believe this. I just don't believe in chemtrails.
Big pharma is not out to make, they don't profit from people being sick? Is that really what you're saying? That Go ahead.
Big pharma is the ghost. It's the boogeyman. Who? Merck? Like Vioxx? Like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, you know what? Like, there's risks associated with taking drugs. Lots of libertarians take drugs, but you choose to take drugs. If you take, big pharma.
You said Merck. Let's look back at Rick Perry's campaign and the Gardasil thing. The connections he had with Merck and the way he tried to push Gardasil onto all of the young girls in Texas. Tell me there's no correlation between his connections with Merck and the things that happen in Texas. No.
Dude, listen, Tracy. Listen. Just because you don't know you don't know string theory, so I'm going to tell you you haven't read about it. Like, how can I know? Like, you can't just point to one data point and say, oh, well, this is your whole theory. That's not how science works. You have to have multiple data points. And here's the problem. When I read the conspiracy theorist threads on the vaccines, they go to things that are not peer-reviewed. They're written by doctors that are discredited, and they're not telling you the truth because these guys, listen, you say, oh, evil money, big pharma, but here's the thing. There are people that feed off of you guys because they sell you products too. The homeopathy doctors, you think they don't want to make a profit when they sell you something that's just a placebo? And that's not real. That stuff's not real, but they're making money too. So don't believe these snake oil salesmen who are trying to sell you these things, guys, because they just want you to watch their advertisers and to buy into what they're doing, just like the mainstream people do in the way. And yes, we have drugs that are sold on television news and all that stuff. But you have a choice when you do things and you take things. And when you want to take things, you have to do all your research. And I did my research on all these things. I looked up into all these things, and I thought it was very interesting, and I especially thought liberty, oh, maybe everyone's going to get us. And then you realize, things like conspiracies, some conspiracies are open conspiracies. The Federal Reserve is an open conspiracy. It's playing against us with their by setting interest rates. But that's, a matter of policy, a straight policy, and economics. And we can have those discussions. But if you want to tell me that 9/11 is an inside job, or that the government's spraying us with chemtrails, or that the vaccines have viruses, have something that makes us sick, then you need to take a step back, look, and I suggest that my friends who are disagreeing with me, and now they just hate me because I've gotten so much hate mail. But I've gotten a lot of support too.
It's not about hating you. This is the thing, okay?
Leave this stuff. I mean, I just never argued with you guys. I just listened to you.
You can argue with us, but you can argue with us. This is where I'm at right now, okay, with you. I love and respect you. I'm having you here. I respect your opinions. You know that. My problem is the manner in which you're going about doing it, okay? You're not being open-minded. You're not even open-minded. You have your view, and that's your view.
You're too thin-skinned. Here's the problem, guys. That's why you know that it's bad. It's very cultish behavior because you get in and you watch these guys, these scary guys, they're ranting all the time. Listen to me. You listen to these scary characters, and they're ranting and they're raving all the time about the evils of government, and they're telling you things, and then you're not paying attention to what's going on way above your heads. And it's like the news and like the mainstream media and all that kind of stuff.
What happened? Did we lose him?
Fox. As soon as I started working with Fox, I learned because I was like, oh wow, I've got a whole research team. I'm gonna go find me some FEMA camps. And so I set a light because I was trying to find the truth working for Freedom Watch. And so then I wanted to find out what the government was doing. And so I did all the research on all that stuff. And I found out what was true and what wasn't. And I'll tell you guys, there ain't no FEMA camps. And the vaccines are fine. I mean, I'm libertarian, but I mean, I like freedom and free markets and liberty, not chemical skies.
So you agree that the vaccines are fine. That's your opinion. You think vaccines are great. Everybody should get vaccinated. Don't question anything. Just take whatever shots your doctors give you. Great.
Yeah,
Now,
totally.
okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So now, how dare you